Today I will talk about one finished project, one work in progress, and the most romantic and beautiful flowers, exactly what you need for your summer. Hi and welcome to the Bare Knit Knitting Podcast. My name is Ira and I come to you from Oslo, Norway. That is great to see you here on my channel. Please subscribe to it if you haven't subscribed yet and hit the like button if you like the video. Today I want to talk with you about a finished project, which is the one I'm wearing right now. This sweater, I don't know if you recognize it or not. This is the Traveler Hoodie. Designer of it is Andrea Mowry. She is one of my most favorite designers. And there is a reason for that. For example, this hoodie, and I think this will take the place of ranunculus in my wardrobe. I'm not sure if you are aware about the ranunculus sweaters and all the concept around it. It is one of the most popular projects on Ravelry. And this hoodie, so far I have only one example of it, but I'm pretty sure that very soon I will make more, because now I already have yarn that I'm thinking, looks like I will use this one for another traveler, because it is very easy to wear and you just throw it on, and it is very useful garment for me. Let me stand up and show it to you better. Yeah, so it has a hood. Yeah, so it has a hood and also this nice contrast color straps. I don't know, things that you can tie it on. Never use it. Yeah, so they are just here. The yarn that I used for this project is Lichen and Lace Heather Sport, if I'm not mistaken with the name. It is a Canadian brand of yarn. Well, if you can guess from the name, it is a sport weight yarn. It has 215 yards in 100 grams or 115-ish meters in 100 grams. It was very rustic, as you can guess from the name, yarn, but I couldn't say it is very scratchy or I can feel irritated by it. It has just this nice dry feeling, but just right rustic yarn, I would say, like 100% wool, soft, if you can guess how it can feel. I was a little bit worried when I ordered this yarn, because some people in the comments, they wrote that this yarn is a bit scratchy and not so very pleasant, so I expected it to be much worse than it actually turned out to be. So it's a great choice to try if you haven't tried it. I'm not sure if I mentioned the color. The color is Evergreen for the one that I used. This yarn was brought to me from Canada, where my parents were staying for a while, and now I got my souvenir from them from Canada. For this hoodie, I used almost 9 skeins of yarn, 50 gram skeins, so it's like 450 grams almost of yarn. I have this much left. Haven't checked how much, but I guess it's like 20-ish gram, maybe less, maybe I don't know, 15. So not much, and I was a little bit worried when I was knitting this sweater. Somewhere on the hood part, I felt like, oh, there is a chance that I will run out of yarn, but no, turned out that I had just enough of it, and even a little bit left. Let me talk a little bit about the construction and how I made this sweater. This is drop shoulder construction of sweater, where you are supposed to start from the bottom and knit it to the top. I will talk about it later, because this is the only modification that I made to this sweater. So you start from the bottom, knit to the top, and then once you are in the sleeves area, you split to the front and back. And once you are done with these sides on the front and on the back, you connect it with, finish the shoulders area with 3 needles bind off. Once you are done with that, you pick up for the sleeves and knit the sleeves, and also pick up later you pick up for the hood and knit the hood. Also, if you buy this pattern, you can make another. There are 2 versions of this sweater. In my case, I made a hoodie version with a hood, but you can also, it is called like crew version, or I don't remember. So it is without a hood, so it was more like classic view to the sweater. The modification that I did. As I mentioned, that it is supposed to be started on the bottom and knit to the top, but usually, first of all, I wasn't 100% sure that I have enough yarn. So I decided that first I will finish all the necessary part, like sleeves and hood and everything around, like the yoke, and then I will pick up the stitches and knit it from this low under the arms part to the bottom. And this was my plan. So how I did it, I cast on stitches. I cast on somewhere here, and I used for cast on the provisional cast on method, which means that once that you can basically knit in two sides, in two directions. If I use the provisional cast on method, I use a hook and a scrap yarn. So all my stitches were here on the scrap yarn, and I made everything that I mentioned, yoke, sleeves and the hood. And once I was done with it, I picked up stitches and did knit the lower part of the body. The only visible part, usually if you do it in such way, you might end up in the, I don't remember the term, but the meaning for that is that your stitches will not look the same, because basically the knit stitch, it looks like a V. So you have V under V under V, and in this case, if you do the provisional cast on, the stitches, they just end like that. So they are like, you know, they're not one under another one, because you knit it in different directions eventually. But since this sweater is a rib-ish stitch, so you have like several rounds of purls and several rounds of knits. Let me show it to you closer. So you have knits and purls. And how I did it, so when I casted on stitches, I made these several rounds, like knit rounds. And once I picked up the stitches, I had to do the purl round. And because of that, you cannot tell in which place I cast on actually stitches and it was knitting in different directions. I think the only place where it is actually visible is under the arm, because as you can see, I have there are slip stitches in this place. On some point you will see that these V's, they are not like that, one under another one, but a little bit to the side. But you know, it's under arms and nobody sees it, and nobody would notice. Even I don't see it in that area, so no problems with that. So this is how I did it. It is great. For the red color, I used Hillesvåg yarn. It is Norwegian yarn producer, and the yarn type is Sul, which is also a sport weight yarn, I believe. I'm not 100% sure about the specs of this yarn. No, I don't remember. Anyway, it was just leftovers from a different project, and so I used. And one more thing, since you have this ribbed pattern on the sweater, it grows, and in the pattern itself, the designer tells you that you should expect that it will grow. I don't remember how many, 15 or 30%. So it grows significantly. And once you measure the amount of already made knitted fabric, if it is enough or not, you need to expect that this will not be the end like finished size of it or finished length of it. It will grow eventually. And another thing, usually if I make sleeves, I make them longer that the patterns say to make you, because I'm a tall person and the suggested length is usually not enough for me. So every time I make a like full length sleeve sweater, I usually throw like 3-4 centimeters more for the length. And in this case, since you have this ribbed pattern, it was you need to have this amount of repeats. I wasn't sure, and in the end, as you can see, it have grown a little bit more than I expected it to be to grow. And if I roll it out, it is a little bit longer that I would like, but it's okay. I don't mind, so I roll it over, and every time I tell myself, once I need to find a little bit more time and unravel the cuffs and just remove this part of yarn, this amount of length, and make the ribbing back so it is shorter. But it doesn't bother me much, and so far so good. I love it, and I plan to make at least one more, possibly even two more, or even more, we will see. But yeah, it's one of the most worn sweaters that I have. I love it. So I think this is it, what I wanted to talk. Oh yeah, this yarn, even though it is quite sturdy, it started peeling a bit, but not to the extent that you must remove it. It's, yeah, so far looks okay, I would say. Considering how much I wear it a lot. So this is my sweater. Let me take it off. I'm back. If you are here not the first time on my channel and watched several previous videos, you can already guess that every time I start my video with wearing some finished object that I never talked about before, because yeah, my knitting journey started like 5 years ago, I should say, and I have plenty of sweaters that I have already finished. Not only sweaters, it's also hats and scarves and shawls and yeah, a lot of stuff. Now I want to show it to you, whatever what I have, and talk a little bit about it. So yeah, I think every new episode will start with something that I already made some time ago. But it's a nice place and yeah, possibility to talk a little bit about something that I like, and possibly something that I not like very much, but this will be in the next episodes, I guess. So that was my finished object, and now let me talk a little bit about another finished object or finished objects. Let me put it on. Here we go. As you can see, these are the flowers that I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Yeah, they are crocheted, they are not knitted, and the story behind them is that at my work we have the knitting club, and somebody suggested, hey, we are knitting, we are gathering usually once a month or something, and somebody mentioned, hey, maybe we should try crocheting, and people wanted to make granny square blanket. So we gathered, and one of my colleagues, she brought yarn. Let me show it to you. Here it is. It is a cotton yarn. I don't have labels anymore. I left them somewhere at work, or yeah, they didn't survive, let's say so. But this is a 100% cotton yarn. Judging by the weight of it, I should say it's somewhere around sport weight yarn. Very nice for the touch, and very summery colors, I would say, very, I don't know, subtle and nice. Anyway, so the point was to make a granny square blanket. As you can tell, I don't have enough for a blanket for the quantity. And I started, and I even made 1 or 2 squares at work. It was hard to concentrate a lot on my squares, as I was showing people how they crochet, as most of the people who joined, they never crocheted, never tried it, so it took a while to show them how they can do it. So I was basically just jumping around different people and showing them what they should do. So in the end, I didn't have much, as I say, I finished maybe 1 or 2 squares. And and there was my colleague that he mentioned that he will not make a granny square blanket, but he wants to make a brooch for himself, because after several days after this event that we had where we learned how to crochet, we had a summer party at work, and he was like, yeah, it would be cool to have something nice in this summery colors with me, and yeah, just show people how cool he is that he could make it himself. And I was inspired by that, and I just dived deep in YouTube to check what patterns or easy projects they have. I wanted to make some brooch with some flowers for myself too, and I found the tutorial how to make these flowers. I will show some image of them closer to the camera. So yeah, it's just a very easy tutorial that I just watched once and made a couple of the flowers. So if you, as you can see, I have them here and here and even here. And I hope you can see it. Yeah, and on that side as well. So I just went wild with these flowers. I was inspired very much, and I don't know, it just shouts summer to me. So I managed to make them, and I wore them during my summer party, this jacket. So the event was successful, I should say. The hook that I used for that, it was this 3.5 millimeter hook. Yeah, nothing special about that. I'm not a huge fan of crocheting, possibly because I started with knitting and I liked it, and yeah, there are a lot of possibilities to make so many different things with knitting, so I decided to stick to it. But I learned at school how to crochet, and this knowledge stays, I guess. It's hard to, you know, this muscle memory, it's hard to lose, or even if you forget, like, you know, you can't just sitting and saying, "Hi, yeah, I know how to do it," but it's very easy to pick it up from some video tutorials. Just, you know, you watch it once or twice, and then you know what to do with yourself. So yeah, this is basically my story with crocheting. I think I crochet only when I necessarily need to. It's just like for knitting, like for example provisional cast-on method, that for that I use my hook. And yeah, I think also I crocheted a basket, which is quite a useful thing to have. It's my project basket, and I have a feeling that I should make more because I use it a lot, and yeah, I just carry some projects there inside. So it's quite a good and useful thing. So I think yeah, I will make more. I think this is everything I wanted to tell. Maybe a little bit how exactly I made these flowers. So you just make a magic ring, and then you make several single crochets, and then you do the puff stitch. Yes, they called it puff stitch. Yeah, as I say, I'm not a big expert in crocheting. With this puff stitch you can achieve this very puffy petals for the flowers, and in total it has 6 petals, and then you tie the middle part tightly, so there is no gaps in between. And once I did it, I weaved in the ends, and just I used a normal sewing thread to attach it to the jacket. Possibly I could do it in a more smart way, so I can take it off and then maybe use with something else, but yeah, too late to think about that. Yeah, if I decide to use it with something else, I will either crochet more or just detach it from here, and future will show us what will happen. But so far I like it, and I wear it for several days now, and yeah, if the weather allows, I will continue with that. This is it. Let me talk a little bit about my work in progress. And in the beginning of this video, I mentioned that looks like Andrea Mowry is my favorite designer. I have another proof for that. Is my next project that I'm working on. Oops, let me... there is a lot of yarn sticking out of it. So this is how it looks. Not much, but you know, it is quite a thin yarn. It is light fingering yarn I use for it. And the project is Hey Sailor by Andrea Mowry. I use it, I'm not sure about the white color, but the red one is exactly the same color she used in her version of the cardigan, I think the correct name is. But the cool thing about it is that you can wear it both sides with the buttons to the front, or vice versa with the buttons on your back. I think I will place some photos of it, of the finished sweater and cardigan. It looks really cool, and I was inspired very much. And yeah, I bought this yarn when I was in Copenhagen, like a week or no more, like 2 weeks ago, and I decided to cast on very quickly because I live in Norway and the summer is super short here, and now finally we have some warm days, and I have, some inner feeling that I don't have enough time to finish it, because on any day it can start raining. And yeah, several previous years it was that if it starts raining, the summer is never back anymore. But we will see how it will be this year. But yeah, so now I'm just constantly knitting on this project, besides the flowers that I was inspired even more. But in previous projects I talked about Olga sweater by Petite Knit. Now it is on pause because summer is calling. So the yarn, I didn't specify which yarn I'm using. I'm using I have a full ball here. So it is Knitting for Olive merino, and the red one is red currant color, and the white one is cloud or sky/cloud, whatever. So I have those two colors. This is merino. In the original project, the designer used merino and cotton blend. When I was buying this yarn, they had the red one in cotton merino blend, but they didn't have the white color. And yeah, the lightest color was a little bit like light gray, and I didn't feel like using it. I don't know. It for me, I think it depends with the combination of the another color that you use in the color work, and it didn't look good with this red. But this white, as you can see, or maybe at least for me, but it has a little bit of pink color in it, but just a very, very slight color. Maybe it's because it's close to the red and it gives it yeah, some pink shine. But anyway, both of them look very good. I mean, I love how they look together. And yeah, I still have plenty of rounds and centimeters left to work on. We'll see, but I'm trying not to stress about it. Anyway, it is wool, even though it is light fingering wool, but still it is wool, so I could use it as a layering piece later in the fall or in the winter or next summer. I'm not in rush. By the way, I use 275mm needles, or it is US 2. Yes, it is US 2. I use Chaugu needles, as you can guess by the wire, this red cord on it. My favorite needles. And yeah, as I mentioned, this cardigan, you can wear it in both sides, with the buttons on front or with the buttons on the back. Not sure how exactly I will wear it. We will see once I finish with it. Don't have plans which exactly buttons I want to use with it. I don't know. Maybe you always also have this. Every time I knit a cardigan, the most difficult part for me is choosing the buttons, as sometimes you want them to be very different, the color wise, and just stand out, or sometimes you want them as invisible as possible, just to do their job. But in this case I'm still not sure, so my plan is to finish the cardigan first and then decide. Maybe I will, once I'm done with it, I will take it to the store and choose there, just putting the real buttons on top and deciding if they look good or not. But yeah, we will see. The construction for the sweater is a drop shoulder, and also it is quite similar to the hoodie that I showed you in the beginning. You start in the bottom, and then you knit to the top and split for the sleeves, and then knit front and back separately. Also, as you can see, it is knit flat, this cardigan, so you don't cut it. I watched the Andrea Mowry's podcast, and there were some people asking whether it is possible to knit it in the round and then cut it, or not cut it, but yeah, there was a person, they were asking if they want to if they are not planning to wear it with buttons open, just have a fake opening on the cardigan, if there is a way, or it is okay to knit it in the round. But the designer, she mentioned that it is not preferable because of the slip stitches that you have over here. If you knit it in the round, the slip stitches don't look good. They just tend to slide to the side a little bit. So this is the reason that you need to knit back and forth. And if you are not a big fan of purling, well, yeah, I'm not sure if it's a good project, because you have a lot of purling, and considering how thin the yarn is, it takes quite a while to to knit it back and forth. But the good thing is that this is a summer garment and the sleeves are not too long, so they are super short, and yeah, just a couple of rounds. So hopefully once I'm done with the body and divide for the sleeves, it will go super fast, because you have a smaller area to knit on, and then you just pick up for the sleeves and make a couple of rounds and you are done. But I will keep you updated with this one. So I think this is quite a short episode today. These are the most projects I was working recently. And see you later, see you in the next episodes, and please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button if you feel like that you like my video. And see you soon, bye!